Here are the ingredients you're gonna need. We've got celery, which this is homegrown, cream of mushroom soup. I have two 22.6 ounce cans. These are the cans of tuna from Costco. I have 3 of them. They are 6 ounces each. This is my homemade garlic salt blend, but you can use whatever garlic salt blend you have. Egg noodles, medium size. Shredded cheese. I like to use the Mexican style 4 cheese blend. And then Ruffles for the top. All right, so let's get started. We are gonna make tuna noodle casserole. Let's get started. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I had a ton of people on one of my groups that I belong to asking me for the recipe for my tuna noodle casserole that I freeze dried. Well, I don't follow recipes. I just create in the kitchen. And so I figured, well, why not try to throw together a video for them so that they can follow along, know the ingredients and the process of how I make my tuna noodle casserole, which happens to be my husband's absolute favorite casserole that I make. So that's what we're gonna do today. And while I'm sitting here, do any of you have the Pioneer Women knife set? And if you do, tell me in the comments how much you love it. I scored this set because my daughter got 2 of them for her bridal shower or wedding gift. I can't remember which it was. So yeah, she gave me one of the sets and I'm greatly appreciative. Anyway, so first things first, let's go ahead and get purple onions done. Now, I'm going to share with you 2 of my favorite gadgets, kitchen gadgets for freeze drying. For kitchen period. This is Full Star and it is my chopper. I absolutely love this. It's super easy. You get to stay away from the teary eyes pretty much. And yeah, it is my favorite. There is a video. I will try to link to it in the description box below the video. And I used this exact one for my potatoes in my corned beef hash recipe, freeze drying recipe I did. And this is the mini dicer thingamabob. There's another one in the set that is larger. So anyway, we're just gonna dump this whole onion in there. And then we're gonna switch to, this is another Pioneer Woman knife. Love them. All right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I can't, like I said, I've never grown celery before in my life. I didn't know how easy it was gonna be. I'd heard horror stories for the gardener horror stories, that nobody has had that great of success with them. And oh my gosh, how did you do it is what I've been hearing. And truly, I started the seeds in my greenhouse in March and transplanted after the threat of frost had passed. All right. And I don't know, I guess I just planted them, put them on a drip system, and forgot about them the entire rest of the season. And then I ended up harvesting 32 really amazing celery. They were grown in a long skinny bed that I had for my new upright loofah growing. I'm just gonna chop these ones that kind of got messed up. Anyway, with some homemade compost. And if you don't know how to make homemade compost, I definitely have different links. Check my playlist. There should be a couple different videos on composting, and you should enjoy those. All right, so while I was doing this, I had the tuna cracked open and left on the sink upside down to drain. It's my new little trick. Anyway, so here we go. So one of the 22.6 ounce cans of cream of mushroom. The other 22.6 ounce can of cream of mushroom. And you can put however many cans of tuna in that you want. I usually do, for the amount that I make, I usually do 3 cans. And again, these are the 7 ounce cans from Costco. And my kitty's coming in to see what smells so good. I know, but it's not for you. Not today. I know. Alrighty. Now we have my garlic salt. This is my homemade garlic salt. Use whatever you have on hand. However much you want to do. And let's stir it all up. There's really not much to making it. It's not a big elaborate recipe, but this is one that my husband and 2 of my kids absolutely love. The other one, well, he's just a picky eater. I don't think he likes tuna. I don't know, it's been so long since he's been home. All right. So, that's what it looks like. Okay. I usually have a no stick spray, but I actually just threw away my last one. So I'm just gonna put some vegetable oil on a paper towel and spread it around. You don't want that much because for those of you that will be freeze drying this, you know, fats and oils are not your friend. I may make more than what I'm doing on video right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease up a couple of these. So any kind of casserole dish you have, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna bring the noodles over here. I've already cooked the noodles al dente. And If you don't know what al dente means, it just means that don't cook them until they're all the way tender, because you're going to be baking this and they'll finish cooking there. If you cook them too much, they'll just be mushy. You don't want that. All right, so we're going to come over and start the oven. And we're going to hit it at 350. That should do it. All right, so basically here's what I do. I put a very small layer of the tuna mixture. Doesn't have to be very much at all, okay? And we're just gonna layer. So here's our cheese. Just grab a little bit of cheese and put some cheese on there. Not too much. Can you see? And now I'm gonna go ahead and put a layer of egg noodles on the bottom, or I'm sorry, on the top of that. Okay, can you see? And we're just gonna do another little bit of cheese. Just a little. And we're gonna do more.
Siri has no more to give.
My husband's trying to get the cat to be quiet, and then his Siri goes off. It's okay. Is he out of food? You big whiner. He smelled the tuna and came running. Oh boy. Okay, so then there we go. We've done another layer of the tuna. And sprinkle a little bit of cheese. This layer was thicker than the bottom layer that we did. And we are adding a little bit more cheese than the first one that we did. And then we're gonna get more noodles. I think we might be able to get away with one more thin layer. Okay, a little bit of cheese. This is going to be a thin layer. I just use the back of the spoon to smear it around. There we go. A little more cheese. And then another layer of noodles. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit more cheese. And then the best part is the ruffles. You're going to take them and just crunch them between your hands and layer the top. Yes, there's a little bit of grease in these, in these chips, but I just rehydrated a batch that's been in our food storage since April, and it was amazing when we rehydrated it. So, all right. And we are gonna go ahead and top it with lots of cheese. And there we go. Okay. Our oven's only at 220, so we'll come back when it's ready to pop in. Yum. And I still have leftovers, and that will be because I'll be making a whole nother batch. So, depending on the size of your casserole dish, you can continue using until you layer it till it's all gone. Again, I like to do this because my kids and my husband always want leftovers, and because we always use the leftovers for freeze drying. Our youngest son is in college, and he loves getting the pre-made meals ready to go. And if you only end up doing 2 layers, that's also fine. Like, for instance, what I have here left is going to be enough to probably do 2 layers. So, all right, so then we'll do a layer of cheese. And then we'll do the remainder of the mixture. So apparently, well, we had the freeze-dried one for dinner the other night because I was exhausted from processing in the kitchen for 2 days straight. I just didn't even want to be in the kitchen anymore. And so I decided to break out the freeze-dried. Well, this is a little skimpy on this one, but that's okay. Anyway, I broke out the bag that I did have that I didn't send with my son to college. It was like a bulk size. We send all of our stuff in a to our son in a meal pouch. Anyway, so we pulled that out, and golly, just all I had to do was open the bag, put it in a glass bowl with a lid, and then turn on my electric kettle. And then pour the water, hot water in when it was done, and cover it and let it sit for a bit. All right. This obviously is not going to be a super long storage capability, but might as well just use the rest. But again, our son at college will devour this in no time flat, and so I'm not concerned with that. All right. Oh, just in time. All right. So I set it in there at 350 for 30 minutes. Okay. There you have it. that is how I make my tuna noodle casserole. And stay tuned for the next video, which will be the freeze drying and the rehydration. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and get this started. It's gonna cool down the vacuum chamber for about 15 minutes. I had actually trayed up the leftover tuna noodle casserole. It fit onto 3 trays, and that's what we'll be doing today. All right, so I've gone ahead and brought these out, and I decided to go with my the remainder of my chopped garlic into this same load. And these divider trays are amazing. I will link to those in the description box below. And so let's go ahead and get these in. So we got them in, and now we're gonna just close the door. And we're gonna go ahead and hit, we're gonna double check. Come on, focus. We're gonna double check that the drain valve is closed. We're gonna go ahead and hit continue. And away we go. Okay, so we have been on extra dry time for about, let's see, about 3 hours. So 30 hours it took. So we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel. I'm gonna slowly release the drain valve. And once it releases all the way, we will open it up. And I like to use my bare hand because you need to feel if there's any cold spots. And there are no cold spots, so that is a good sign. So we're gonna pull it all out. Last tray is my garlic. Looks like little popcorns. Oh, I can't put it up there. Hang on. And now we will go ahead and close this back up and hit defrost. And continue. Drain valve's open. And it'll do the countdown for a couple hours. I always like to double check to make sure it's in the bucket, which it is. Okay, so as I promised you guys, we would do a reconstitution video. I'm just gonna take a little bit. This is my Hamilton Beach electric kettle that I like to use to rehydrate all of my freeze-dried goodness. So our water is ready, and one of the things that I have noticed is that the noodles will take longer than everything else to rehydrate. And what I like to do is allow it to set for some time. So we're gonna take another bowl and just put it right over the top, and you can see it's already steaming up. And I'll just let that set for a bit. And meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the cart, and we're gonna get it put away in some Mylar bags. All right, so here I have my meal pouch. These are the double meal pouch bags from Pleasant Grove Farm? Anyway, Top Mylar. Go to Top Mylar. They are gusseted at the bottom and Ziploc. These are the ones that we like to send to our son that's in college, who's an athlete and always needing more food. So this little funnel is awesome for not only the Mylar bags, but also great for ball jars. And anyway, so we're just going to go ahead and put a good amount in here. He usually gets plenty to eat at the cafe, but there's times when he's still hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the next bag. I might end up adding more into that bag. We'll see. So I will fill up all my bags first before I open my oxygen absorbers. That way they aren't open to the oxygen and getting ruined. All right. So it looks like we're getting about 3 bags to a tray, which is awesome. Get this final one done, and then I'll go ahead and do the other 3 trays off camera. Or sorry, other 2 trays off camera. The 3rd tray is the garlic. And then I will go ahead and show you our vacuum chamber sealer in action. Okay, so that is done. Let's see here. So an oxygen absorber for each bag. And then we will take that over to our sealer. All right, so we just place it to where the top edge is along the heat seal band. Oh, we gotta change the settings. All right, and here goes. If you're wondering why we have vodka here, it's for cleaning out the drain hose on the freeze dryer. It's almost ready. Alright, so it has sucked all the air out and sealed the two bars worth of sealing. So if one fails, there's a second line there. Love this vacuum chamber sealer. And so then we will go ahead and write on the outside of this so that our son knows what's inside and today's date. And so I'm going to finish doing these. You've seen it once. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. And if you aren't, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video. Back to the unveiling of the Rehydrated Tuna Noodle Casserole. Look at that. So I may have added just a tad bit too much water, but let's taste it and see if maybe it just needs to rehydrate a little bit more.
He's a producer. He's a writer. He's very creative, and that's what I love about
It's perfect.
these artists are coming in with their own.
It's perfect just the way it is.
And just like Bodie always does. He's taking this song and he's definitely making it his own.
Every bit of it's rehydrated perfectly fine.
Please know it as well as you already know the Post Malone version of it, because the potential
Yum.
there for it to be incredible. And
This was a success, as we already know.
it's incomplete. Should I just sing it straight at first verse? Yeah. Okay. Maybe it was the fact that I was singing.
I hope you'll give it a try. The haul from that last medium-sized freeze dryer load. We ended up with 7 meal pouches. No, sorry. Yeah, 7 meal pouches of tuna noodle casserole. 1 2-quart tuna noodle casserole. And 1 2-quart, wait, 2-quart? I guess it looks about the same. No, it's not the same. It's a 1 quart of minced garlic. So that's a pretty good load.